Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Thank you guys so much for being on. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited about what I've got to share today. I've been working on this for months and months and months. Okay. I am really excited about it. And just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend some time with us. We have been really crushing it in our real estate business, and we've been tweaking and testing and perfecting all of what we're doing. And what I want to share with you today is a result of what we're doing right now as well. So we're going to do some live Q&A at the end. So please hang on. Don't go anywhere. We're going to do some Q&A at the end. I'll stay on here as long as you guys want. I know it's lunchtime on the East Coast, but it's okay. I'm going to stay here as long as you guys want. All right. So make sure you hang on for the Q&A at the end. All right. So I know there's also a lot of people on here that maybe haven't been following me for a while, or maybe just met me not too long ago recently, whether it be online or in person. And so I want to spend just a few minutes. We're not going to, this is not the biography channel, right? But I do want to spend just a few minutes and share with you guys exactly what it is that that I do and why you might want to listen to what we do here. I bought my first property in 1986. That's over 30 years ago. And I've literally bought and sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of properties. It may even be over 1,000, but I haven't kept track, so I'm not going to say 1,000. I've invested in commercial, multifamily land development, done residential, real estate brokerage. I was a contractor. I used to sell stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Been in the mortgage business since '96. Was the president of Metrolina RIA, the largest nonprofit investors group in the Carolinas in '03 and '04. We've had 5 successful businesses. I've authored 3 books, and we've mentored hundreds of successful students. Just to give you an idea, we've done residential, commercial, multifamily, triple net lease, mobile home parks, land development, subdivisions, done wholesaling, retailing, lease options, short sales, subject tos, use cash, hard money, traditional financing, private money, partnerships, private placements, equity participation, and we even do a lot of private money lending now. Just had a meeting literally this morning about a private money deal that we're doing for about $500,000 on a development not too far from here. These are some of the properties I've owned over the years. I've owned mobile home parks, Dollar General stores, Shoney's, done subdivision development. The latest thing that we've done is we just acquired, or in the process of acquiring, 492 units in Albany, Georgia. Guys, this is my library, okay? This is really only 4 of my 6 bookcases. I am a firm believer in education. All right, I'm a firm believer in education, although I don't have a formal education. I do have what's called a South Carolina PhD. That's a public high school diploma, right? So I do have a South Carolina PhD, but that's about it. But I am a firm believer in education, and I'm always listening, learning, reading books, getting courses, and I still spend about $35,000 to $40,000 a year on my own education, and a lot of that is in masterminds and coaching programs and things like that. We do buy and sell houses the same day, all over the phone. Now, this is one of the things that sets us apart from a lot of people is we don't go on appointments. We don't go look at the properties. We don't go on appointments. We buy and sell houses the same day, all over the phone. Literally, with my one call close script, in about 10 to 15 minutes, you can get an offer to somebody all over the phone. It saves a tremendous amount of time. And the best part of it, you might want to write this down, is you can do it anywhere. I don't care where you live or where you want to buy properties. Go for the low hanging fruit. And I'm going to get into that in details in just a little bit, okay? So we have bought and sold properties in 12 different states. 12 different states we've bought and sold properties. But right now, I focus on the Carolinas, okay? Sorry, I had to get some water. I focus on the Carolinas. But we have bought and sold state properties in 12 different states. This was my first book. The foreword was written by Michael Gerber, best-selling author of The E-Myth. Michael Gerber says, it's this kind of genius. Well, we could really just stop right there, right, guys? It's this kind of genius that entrepreneurs such as Larry Goins, Ray Crocker McDonald's, Michael Dell, Dell Computer, and Bill Gates creates for so many of the rest of us, right? My latest book, HUD Homes, half off. That's how you can buy HUD houses for pennies on the dollar. And we bought HUD houses as low as 20% of the actual list price. I've shared the stage with Susie Orman, Michael Gerber, Tony Robbins, Kiyosaki, and President Trump as I travel around and speak at expos and conventions. And what I do in my spare time, I love playing the guitar. In fact, I have a guitar right here, right beside me now. I have it on a stand while I'm on the phone with sellers. I'm actually playing the guitar. I don't have an amp or anything hooked up, but while I'm on the phone with sellers, I'm playing the guitar, you know, doing scales, whatever, just something that I like to do, and it makes the day more fun. I enjoy it. I like to do it. So I would suggest that too. If you're on the phone, get stuff around you that you enjoy, that you like doing. And we also now have students in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, China, Israel, the Philippines, Ireland, Chile, the Bahamas, and Denmark using our systems. Let me tell you about the deal that got it all started, right? Guys, this was years ago. Years ago, I was in the rehab business. I was doing remodeling, and I was trying to make it, right? I was trying to make it and trying to do real estate. I I put out a bunch of bandit signs and that just say, I buy houses, right? Well, I put these signs out, and somebody was passing through town, and they called on one of my signs, okay? They called on one of my signs, and they said, I have this house, and I want, you know, I think she wanted like $15,000 for it, okay? Here's the address right here. And it was in Fairmont, North Carolina. Now, Fairmont, North Carolina is about 3 or 4 hours away from me, okay? It's about 3 or 4 hours away from me. So I'm a firm believer, if you're not embarrassed by your offer, it's too much. So I made her an offer of $2,500, okay? Now, she had tenants in this house paying $275 a month. So I made her an offer of $2,500. I mean, first of all, can you believe she didn't hang up on me, right? Well, I'm a firm believer, if you're not embarrassed by your offer, it's too much. But the goal is to be able to get your offer out in a way that gets them to like you and trust you and leaves the door open for them to call you back or you call them back, right? So having said that, I made that offer. We you know, she wasn't ready at the time. A couple of weeks later, she calls me back. She said, Larry, she said, I need the money, and I need some money, and I need it quick. If you can give me $3,000 and I can get it pretty quick, she said, I'll take it. So remember, this was way back. We didn't have smartphones back then. So I said, I want you to take some pictures and send it to me. Well, she didn't even live in Fairmont. She lived a little ways away. So she bought one of those disposable cameras like you used to be able to get at CVS and Walgreens. And she bought one of those little disposable cameras. She mailed it to the tenants. The tenants took the pictures and they mailed it to me. And then I had the film developed. And that's one of the pictures right there. And that's the house. Well, I should say, I'm assuming that's the house, right? Because I never went to the house, right? But anyway, so once I got the pictures, I went through all the pictures and I called her up and I said, Rochelle, that was her name, Rochelle. I said, Rochelle, I'll tell you what, I'll take this property. I said, I've already contacted my attorney, and my attorney is going to prepare all the paperwork. So all you need to do, here's her name and number, give her a call, find out when you can come by and sign the papers and pick up your money, right? So a couple of weeks later, I own this property, and I get to thinking, wow, what can I do with this property? I got tenants in it, they're paying the rent, but what can I do with this? I don't want a little rental property like this 3 or 4 hours away from where I live. So I started marketing this property, right? I found a list of realtors in the area, and I sent them out an email. And I said, I've got this property. I'll take $15,000 for it, and I'll pay you a $3,000 real estate commission. Now think about this. $3,000 is the equivalent of a 3% buyer's agent commission on a $100,000 house, right? So I'm thinking, sure, realtors are going to love this, right? Realtors are going to love this. So several realtors emailed me back. They're like, hey, nice house. I can list it for you. I'll be glad to list it. One of them even sent a 6-month listing contract with their email. But one realtor emailed me back and said, hey, for $12,000, 15 minus the 3, he said, for $12,000, I'll just buy it myself. So a couple of days later, I get a FedEx in the mail, and it had all the paperwork from an attorney. It said, sign here, here, here in front of a notary, send it back, and we'll send you your check. So I FedExed it back. And then the next day after they got it, the following day, 2 days later, one day to get it back, one day to send it to me, I'm looking at a check here for $12,000. I'm thinking, wow, I just bought this house and sold this house. I never met Rochelle. I never met the tenants. I never even talked to the tenants on the phone. I never went to the closing when I bought it. I didn't go to the closing when I sold it. I didn't meet my buyer. I did everything by phone, fax, FedEx, email, and internet. I did everything: phone, fax, FedEx, email, and internet. I'm thinking, man, there's got to be a better way. So I started doing a little bit of research. And guys, I started doing virtual investing before anybody had ever even come up with the term virtual investing. That's what I was doing. And I've done deals in 12 different states so far, right? Although right now we focus on about 6 or 7 or 8 counties around in the Carolinas. But I have done deals in 12 different states. So I started working on this, and I really kind of perfected it. But here's the deal. I don't do stuff near the way I used to, right? I've got a new way of doing what we do now. It's totally different. It's a total new way. And that's what I want to be able to share with you guys today, okay? I have simplified the whole process, and it's a totally different strategy, totally different process. It's not new and improved. It's a whole new opportunity. So I want you to remember something. You got to have a system, guys. Without a system, you're just running a hobby, right? Without a system, you're just running a hobby. I'm sure a lot of people watching this, you've probably been dabbling in real estate. Well, it's about time to stop dabbling, right? And start doing deals, right? It's about time to stop dabbling and start doing deals. So, all right, let's see here. What if I could share with you a system to buy and sell houses over the phone and internet, earning more money than you ever imagined, all from the comfort of your own home? Would you like to know more? I'm sure you will. So also, what if it was a proven system, so simple you could set it up in a few hours and you could close your first deal in the next 30 to 45 days or less? Yes, 30 to 45 days or less. And what if I guaranteed you could do it all for free? Could do it all for free. So I want to share a couple of things with you, okay? What real estate day trading is not. What it is not. real estate day trading is not the same old rehashed wholesaling information you've already seen or tried. It's not that. It's not going after the same properties everybody else is chasing. It's not even buying in the same markets everybody else is buying in. So what is real estate day trading? It's buying and selling specific types of houses in hidden markets across the U.S. with virtually no competition, all done the same day using your phone and the internet. Here at our company, Investors Rehab and Neighborhood Housing, we buy and sell 7 to 15 houses a month without rehabbing them or me having to go look at them. Now, I'll be totally transparent. Sometimes I do go look at them, okay? Sometimes, I mean, like we have one right now in Forest City. It's about a 2,000 square foot house, small town of Forest City. And this is a property that the owner just up and left, went to Florida to move with her daughter, and then she passed away, and we're buying it from the daughter. This house is full of stuff. It probably has $20,000 or $30,000 worth of stuff in the house, right? In fact, the daughter told us, she said, you know, I should go through all this, but I'm not going to. But she said, don't be surprised if you don't find $100 bills stashed somewhere. She said, my mom used to always hide cash in the house. She said, I just don't want to go through it, can't do it, but good luck finding it. So this is a property that we're going to actually go through and look at some of the stuff. We're going to make a little family project out of it, right? So the way we invest works for beginner, an experienced investor, if you're looking to scale, a young investor, or even a chronologically challenged investor, right? Also, the way we invest works in a hot market, a cold, a high, a low, or a buyer's or a seller's market. It also is recession proof, and I'm going to get into that here in just a little bit. And I also guarantee you that you're going to learn some things that you never knew existed about real estate. I don't care how long you've been doing this. We're going to go through 10 specific steps, okay? We're going to go through 10 specific steps. Step number 1 is pick a market. Pick a market, all right? Now, you want to make real estate day trading easy on yourself. People talk about, well, I want to wholesale, or I want to do fix and flips, or whatever. I want to do them where I am. Guys, you don't have to bloom where you're planted with this. You can pick a different market. I am a firm believer in picking a specific market to make it easy on yourself, right? So many people complain about, I just can't get a deal. I just can't get a deal. Well, where are you trying to get deals? Well, it's no wonder you can't get a deal, right? So you want to make real estate day trading easy on yourself. Go where the deals are, and there's no competition if that isn't where you live, right? You want to do research to pick a market. You want to know your MSA stats. MSA stands for Metropolitan Statistical Area, right? Things like the amount of inventory, the amount of non-owner occupied properties, the number of home sales, okay? I've got 13 specific sets of criteria for picking a market. So let's take a look at a few of them right now. Know your demographics. Know your demographics. The income, housing price index, population by metropolitan statistical area. Does it have flat appreciation? Or is it a hypergrowth area? In other words, don't pick areas like Las Vegas, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Orlando. Those aren't the types of markets that's going to make it easy on yourself, right? Even DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston, those aren't markets that's going to make it easy for you, okay? So you want markets that have what's called flat appreciation. It's not going to go way up, and then when the market crashes, it's going way down. You want markets that are not like that. You also want older cities. Older cities. I mean, think of how old the city of Las Vegas is versus Pittsburgh, right? As an example. You want to pick your market, then you're going to go just outside the MSA into the small towns, maybe even 1 or 2 counties out. I hope you guys are taking notes. Grab a pen and take a lot of notes here. You want to pick your market, pick your MSA, and then go outside of the MSA, 1 or 2 counties out. Guys, there's less competition. You can get better deals. You also get cheaper houses, and you will make more money per deal, right? You will make more money per deal. Very important, okay? The most important thing is just don't get caught up in paralysis of analysis. So many people get caught up in that. Don't do that. You want to spend a little bit of time going over my 13 criteria and then pick a market and move on, right? Step number 2, hope you're writing this down, build your team. Now, chances are you may not live in the market that's going to be easiest for you to buy properties. So what you need to do is build your team. You've got to have boots on the ground. You've got to have an attorney or title company. Some states are attorney states, some states are title company states, right? So you need your boots on the ground, you need an attorney or title company, and you need a transactional funding lender, all right? Now, why do you need boots on the ground? You need boots on the ground to put out your I buy houses signs. If you're going to use bandit signs as part of your marketing, you need them to put out your for sale signs. That's a very important part. We're going to get into that here in just a little bit. You need them to put lock boxes on your doors, to show properties, to take pictures of properties, to basically be your local point of contact. That's what you're looking for. Someone to be your local point of contact. And there's actually 2 different ways to pay them. Commission or by the project. I suggest paying them commission, right? But you can pay them by the project if you want to. In other words, you pay them X amount for putting out signs, you pay them X amount for putting a lockbox on the door, X amount for showing a property, that sort of thing. But if you pay them commission, you can pay them whenever the deal closes, if they work for you. Now, when to use each, you need to know when. What position are you in? What are they doing? Are they doing full-time? Are they independent contractors? You know, you need to be able to recruit them. There's a lot of different places to recruit them, and you need a good independent contractors agreement. You need a good independent contractors agreement. Let's talk about finding the right attorney or title company. You need what's called an investor-friendly, write this down, investor-friendly attorney or title company. Now, very important, you can't waste their time. Don't be calling them up talking about, you know, hey, I'm getting into real estate. I'm looking to do some deals. You know, wanted to talk to you about it. You have to know how to give them a try, okay? What I mean by this is you're going to get recommendations from people like at your local RIA group, meetup groups, and things like that. But what you do is with your first attorney or title company that you're going to use, you call them up and say, hey, I'm an investor. I want to give you a try on a deal. You know, I've got one I want to send over to you now. Let's see how this one goes. And if it goes good, we'll do more and I'll send you all my business, right? If not, we'll part friends. Trust me, they're going to be bending over backwards to make sure you are happy on this first deal, right? But you've got to phrase it that way. Also, finding a transactional funding lender. I've got a directory that I put together. It's a complete directory of the nation's transactional funding lenders. If you're buying bank-owned properties or MLS properties or HUD properties, you're going to need a transactional funding for your deals because you cannot assign those kind of contracts. Now, let's talk about step 3. Step number 3 is learn to analyze. Learn to analyze. This is a little bit different than a lot of people out there teach and a lot of people do. This is a little different, okay? Now, remember, it's extremely important your first deal be a home run. And if you're not embarrassed by your offer, it's too much. And the main thing is don't get into the I got to get a deal syndrome. It's like, I got to get a deal. I got to get a deal. I got to get a deal. No, you've got to get a good deal. You got to get a good deal. And remember, you buy houses. You don't get sold houses, okay? You buy houses. You don't get sold houses. There is a big difference, okay? Big difference. Now, let's talk about analyzing deals to ensure your profits. We're not just buying and selling deep discounted houses like every other wholesaler out there. It's not what we're doing. We got multiple strategies to maximize our profits and be able to buy deals that other people can't. We buy properties that we sell to fix and flippers. We buy properties that are rentals that we sell to landlords. We sell to owner-occupied cash buyers. We sell mobile homes. We sell deals that we have received 100% financing. I'm going to go through that here in detail in a little bit. We even sell vacant lots and land. Let's talk about the numbers for a fix and flip. You know, this is typical. This is what everybody does right here. 100,000 times 0.7. You take the ARV times 0.7. It gives you 70,000 minus closing costs. That's optional. Then minus your repairs, minus your day trading profit. That's $10,000, okay? I do have an analyzer for that. It's very simple, right? It's very simple. You just plug in your ARV and your amount of repairs, and it'll calculate everything else for you. Very simple, right? Everybody knows that. Now, the numbers for owner-occupied buyers. You can sell those deals at 75 to 80% of ARV when your buyer is going to live in the property. They want a wholesale deal, right? Especially if they're paying cash. However, you want to be able to give them a decent deal, but you can make more money on it if you do what's called wholesaling, right? Wholesaling, where you're not retailing the property and you're not wholesaling the property. You're wholesaling the property, okay? Now, here's a little analyzer at 80%. Same analyzer, just figured at 80%, okay? Now, here's my rule of thumb. If you need a calculator, it's probably not a deal, right? I mentioned that earlier. If you need a calculator, it's probably not a deal. Now, let's talk about the numbers for rentals. Here's the way I analyze my rental properties. Guys, grab a pen, write this down. This is very important. This is the way I analyze my properties. If somebody says they have a rental property, I'm automatically in my head figuring out how much I can pay for it. I don't need to see comps. I don't need to drive the street online. I don't need to pull up and see what other houses are sold. If it's a rental property with a long-term tenant in it, this is what I do. I base my numbers on the income of the rents, and I can use 1.5% to 2% per month, okay? For example, if a property is rented out for $500 a month rent, okay? If I'm figuring it based on 2% per month, you take 500, divide by 0.02 or 0.2, 2%, that gives you a price of $25,000 all in, right? $25,000 all in. So then you subtract out the repairs, if any. Now, if it's rented, it's not going to have much repairs, maybe $3,000 to $5,000. And then you subtract your day trading profit, and then that's how much you can pay if you're selling them at 2%. I sell some at 2%. I also have an analyzer to be able to figure this out for you. You just plug in your monthly rent. It defaults to 2% per month. And then you plug in your repairs and your profit, and it tells you exactly how much you can pay for that deal in a split second. Now, I also sell some at 1.5%. I probably sell the majority of them at 1.5% because I am subtracting the repairs and the my profit, okay? So we take $500 a month divided by 0.15. That's a buyer's all in of $33,333. Then we subtract out $5,000 in repairs, subtract out $5,000. My max offer on this property is going to be $18,333, right? I could sell it for $28,333, okay? So, and then if they fix it up, my buyer's all in is going to be $33,333, which means they're going to be receiving 1.5% per month in income. And now here's an example of the analyzer that we've changed from 2% to 1.5% as well. It's just a really simple analyzer, sits right on your desktop or on your phone, and you can analyze a deal literally in a split second, okay? Now, this right here is very important, guys. Pay close attention to this. I buy a lot of properties our organization does, where I am able to get the seller to finance 100% with no money down, right? 100% with no money down. So the only key to analyzing this is you want to keep the payments close to rent. It's a very simple process, very simple process. So anytime I cannot get the seller to accept my cash offer, whether it's me or one of my acquisition guys, if we cannot get the seller to accept our cash offer, then what I do is I always ask them about owner financing. If they'd ever thought about owner financing the property, especially guys, write this down. If it's a rental property, they like the cash flow, right? They like the income coming in, they like the passive income, but they don't want to deal with tenants, trash, termites, and toilets, and they don't want to deal with taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance and upkeep, right? And owner financing saves them a lot of money. So you can pay their price, it saves them on taxes, it gives them cash flow, and there's no management, right? And guess what? You can advertise the property with owner financing and you keep the down payment. Every property that we sell, even our cash properties, we always get 2 to 3, 5 people or more that ask, will you do rent to own? Will you do owner financing? Will you do lease purchase? I got money to put down, right? So now you can actually advertise these properties. And by the way, guys, I tell my sellers up front, I'm not going to keep your house, right? I'm going to find somebody that wants to move in it, live in it, and call it home, and they're going to be the ones to make payments to you, okay? Here's a quick example. Owner finance price, $75,000. I sell it for $99,900. We get $25,000 profit, right? So I got 100% financing from my seller for $75,000. I raise the price to $99,900. I get $25,000 down or $24,900 down, and then they just take over, right? And all the paperwork is already done by your attorney or title company for your seller because it's in your one-page offer to purchase. And using my scripts make it very, very simple. I've got a simple script, my one-call close script that will pitch owner financing to your seller, all right? Hope you guys are getting a lot out of this. Please give me some feedback. Let me know if you're getting a lot out of this. Let me know if you're enjoying it, if you like it, if you're getting a lot out of it. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please be sure and put them down below. I'll be glad to answer them any way I can. All right, let's see here. Let's talk about step number 4, generating leads. Generating motivated seller leads is what 92.5% of new investors struggle with the most. It's the biggest thing that they struggle with. You know, it literally is your missing piece of the puzzle, right? Tanya says thumbs up. Richard, hi Larry, what's going on? How are you calculating? For some reason, it's not letting me click on the message, so I can't read the entire message. I don't know why it's not allowing me to do that. I don't know what's up with that. Let me see if it's allowing me down here. Nope, don't know why. How are you calculating? Anyway, it's your missing piece of the puzzle. Now, I'm a firm believer I would rather have 10 ways to find one deal than only one way to find 10, right? I'd rather have 10 ways to find one deal than only one way to find 10. That's very important, guys. If all you're doing is bandit signs, you know, you got to put out 10 times as many bandit signs because not everybody's going to see them. Because a lot of the people we buy properties from, they don't even live in the same state, much less the same city as the property we're buying, right? We just bought a property from a guy that lived out of state, and we paid $3,000 for that property. I think I've got that one in here. I'm going to show it to you here in a few minutes. Let's see here. Real estate is a number game. Remember, the more leads you get, the more deals you get. The more deals you get, the more money you make, period, right? You want to have motivated seller leads coming to you on a silver platter. We've got 76 different ways to attract motivated seller leads. Let's go through a few of them right now. All right, let's see. Now, the first thing you have to do, write this down, guys. First thing you have to do is you have to set up your tracking numbers. Set up your tracking numbers. And what I mean by that is you don't want just calls coming into your cell phone or your home phone or whatever. You want to set up tracking numbers, and depending on the kind of CRM you're using, if you're using a customer relationship manager, if you're using a CRM, you want to set up a call number for tracking. You could use smartphone, you could use CallRail, you could use Call8, you could use CallFire. Those are all different ones. You want to have a number for all your marketing, but if you're just starting out, you at least need a tracking number for buyer leads and a tracking number for seller leads, okay? And then you're going to set up call flows. You're going to set up call flows. You want to have either a voicemail or live answer. That's up to you. Some people like live answer. Some people like voicemail. What we do is if we don't answer the phone, and we try to answer the phone live, if we don't answer it, it goes to voicemail. Now, even if they hang up, we've captured their information and we call them back, okay? It's very difficult to get people back on the phone sometimes, okay? I shouldn't say it's very difficult. Some people, it's very difficult to get them back on the phone, right? You also need scripts for both. Whether you do a live answer or voicemail, you got to have a really good script that converts. And some people have, like, it'll go to live answer during the day, during business hours, and then after business hours, it goes to an answering service, like a Pat Live or something like that, okay? Like a Pat Live. All right, so let's see here. Okay, sorry, that was that was a buyer actually calling in. Okay, direct mail model. With direct mail, you want to choose your list. I've got very specific criteria that my students and I use for our direct mail list. Very specific criteria that's already set for you. You don't even have to worry about it. You want to track your response rate. You want to track your close rate, track your cost per lead, and cost per sale. And here's one of the keys with direct mail is mail multiple times until your responses decrease, okay? Mail them multiple times. In other words, you might mail each person somewhere between 6 to 8 times, something like that, before you ever start looking up a different list, okay? Before you ever start looking up a different list. All right. You want to choose your list criteria. If you're one of our students, you'll use our criteria. Choose your postcard, choose a mail house, track your response rate, and you got to commit to 90 days. If you're going to do direct mail, don't do it unless you're going to commit to 90 days, okay? The other thing that we do, this is what we do, we mail a different postcard each and every month. I have looked for the best converting postcards out there, and then what I've done is I've tweaked them and tested them to make sure that the postcards are pulling the maximum amount of response as possible. And I shouldn't even say response. What I should say is results, not response, because response rate, you could get a postcard that gives you 10% response rate, but are you actually closing any deals from it? That's what's most important, okay? We use 4 different postcards. Here's one of them right here. And what I do is, notice how it's got a picture of their house right on it. Now, sometimes you're going to get some hate mail, okay? Some hate calls. People are going to call and say, you've been stalking me, you're trespassing, you're taking pictures of my house, that's illegal, I've contacted my attorney. Guys, don't pay attention to that, okay? It's not illegal. It came from Google, right? So don't worry about that. But sometimes you do get that. Let's talk about the next source, right? Let's talk about the next source, telemarketing for leads. That's something that some people are doing now. what you want to do is take your direct mail list, because you've already got the list, okay? You've already got the list. You want to append it, okay? There's services out there that will append. In other words, they'll take your direct mail list and they'll basically skip trace it, and they will get you the phone numbers and the email addresses for everybody on your direct mail list. Now, I shouldn't say everybody, because in the real world, you're going to have about a 60% hit rate, about 60% hit rate, okay? So after you append your direct mail list, then you're going to set up a dialer. There's several out there. There's smartphone dialer. There's Mojo dialer. There's Vulcan 7 dialer. There's several of them out there. You can do it yourself, or you can hire a VA. Like with Mojo, for example, basically you can set it up to where it's dialing 3 numbers at a time. You upload your list, it's dialing 3 numbers at a time, right? And then whenever you get one of them on the phone, it stops dialing, okay? And you're talking to that person, right? And all you're really doing is cold calling, but you really need a good script. You really need a good script to make sure, because you're basically just cold calling people, right? You're basically just cold calling people. You can either do this yourself, which I suggest when you're starting out, you should start out yourself, right? But after a while, you should hire a VA to do it for you, a virtual assistant or an acquisition manager, somebody that's either done telemarketing or been in sales or something like that, okay? So next step is you can recruit some bird dogs. This is a really good source that a lot of people do. Have you ever seen any of these signs like this out on the street? Real estate investor seeks apprentice. They're basically just recruiting trainees, property locators / bird dogs to go out and find houses for you. And this is another great way to be able to get deals coming in on a regular, consistent basis. And the cool thing is you can set up a tracking number for each bird dog or property locator that you have, and they use that tracking number, so whenever somebody calls in, you know that lead came from them, right? You also need a good ironclad independent contractors agreement. When you're working for these people, not when you're working for them, but when you have bird dogs or property locators working with you, what you want to do is make sure that you have a good independent contractors agreement, so you're not going to be liable for any accidents or injuries or anything like that, right? You don't want to be liable for any of that. Okay, also another source is co-wholesaling or joint venture. Some people call it co-wholesaling, some people call it a joint venture. Check this out. You may be really good at generating seller leads, but maybe you don't have a buyer's list. You may be really good at generating buyers. You may already have some buyers ready, willing, and able, right, to buy a property, but you don't have any properties. What about this? One party finds the deal, the other party finds the buyer, right? It's co-wholesaling or joint venture. It's very, very important that you have a really good joint venture agreement or co-wholesaling agreement. That's very, very important. You want to make sure it spells out everything, right? All right, let's talk about MLS properties. You can still get some deals on the MLS, even though right now we are in a seller's market, and you're not going to get the vast majority of your deals on the MLS, but you could still get deals through realtors on the MLS. And what you want to do is have the realtor make your first offer for you. Now, you can't just send them an email or give them a quick call and set this up automatically. What you've got to do is you got to spend a little bit of time with them, get them on the phone, build a rapport with them. And the best way to do that is be calling about a property that they have listed, right? So here's the way it works. They submit the first offer for you, and then they send you the counters, right? They submit the first offer for you, and then they send you the counter offers. In other words, let's say a property is listed for $100,000, you might offer $55,287, right? And then they get a counter. Well, they're making the first offer initially based on your formula, and then you don't even hear from them unless they've got a counter, right? You don't even hear from them unless they have a counter, right? It's like having your own army of licensed bird dogs buying houses for you, right? It's like having your own army of licensed bird dogs. All right, step number 5, negotiate and make offers, right? I hope you guys are really enjoying this. I hope you're getting a lot out of it. Let's see here. There's 4 ways to make risk-free offers. Number 1 is phone. Number 2 is email. Number 3 is text. Yeah, you can make an offer via text, right? And number 4 is snail mail. You can mail them what's called a soft offer in the mail, all right? We do not go to their house like every other investor. We don't do that. We don't go to their house. We don't set an appointment. We don't go meet them, sit down at the kitchen table. We do everything without leaving our office, okay? Without leaving our office. You know, a lot of people ask, how did you find that deal? Well, I got to tell you, deals are made, not found. When somebody asked me, Larry, how did you find that deal? Here's my standard response. When I found it, it was not a deal. I had to create a deal out of it, right? And remember, with leads, the older they get, the colder they get. Because you cannot steal in slow motion. You can't steal in slow motion. Okay, let's jump into this. Would you like to buy houses over the phone without going on appointments? You can get deep discounted offers accepted in 10 to 15 minutes on the phone. Most of my calls are about 10 to 15. Sometimes one will go over 15. Sometimes one will go under 10, right? But for the most part, about 10 to 15 minutes on the phone, you can make an offer and a lot of times get a deal under contract in 10 to 15 minutes over the phone, okay? But, you know, let's say they're at 50,000 and you're offering 30,000, right? What if you can't get them to accept your offer, right? What if you cannot get them to accept your offer? Is it a dead deal? Well, to 99% of the investors out there, it is, because they're all about price. But check this out. You can pay their price if you get 100% financing, okay? Now, you're not going to talk to them about this. You got to learn what to say and how to say it. This is very important. You got to learn what to say and how to say it. And you're not going to say, will you give me 100% financing? No, you don't do that. You just start talking about owner financing and start talking about the advantages. Like you get cash flow without tenant headaches. It saves you a lot of money on taxes. It's passive income. And a lot of the people that you're going to be working with are probably older, or should I say chronologically challenged. So sometimes, especially if it's a landlord that's owned their property for 20, 30, 40 years, and they're wanting to start liquidating stuff to make it easy on their families, you can tell them, look, even though we're financing this for 20 or 30 years, if you're not around, instead of leaving a small rental property to your heirs to have to deal with, you're leaving them mailbox money, right? It's money that's going to come in the mail every single month. That way they don't have to deal with tenants, trash, termites, and toilets either, right? You're leaving them mailbox money, right? So then here's what you do. You then sell the property and you keep the down payment, or if you want to, you could keep the property for yourself, right? You could do it, you know, in an IRA, and an ESA, and an HSA, which we're going to talk about more here in just a little bit, right? Now, all you got to do is just read the script. All you got to do is follow the script. They say yes to this, you go down this path. If they say no to this, you go down this path, right? It's all set up and done for you in my one call close script. Now, here's what you need to be able to make an offer. I need to know the amount of repairs. I need to know the after repaired value, or ARV, and I need to know the rents if it's rented. Now, if it's rented, I don't need to know the ARV, right? If it's not rented, I don't need to know the amount of rents unless it's vacant or whatever, and I'm selling it. I'm going to be selling it as a rental, right? And you need my one call close script. With my one call close script, you'll be saying the exact same thing that my team and I say every day, all day long, to buy 7 to 15 houses each and every month, right? Let's talk about renegotiating. Because I got to tell you, we renegotiate about 25 to 30% of our deals. About a third of our deals, we renegotiate them after we've already got a discount, okay? We renegotiate them after we've already got a discount. You're going to increase your profits by 30 to 50% or more, right? To 30 to 50% more profit. Right now, our average profit is a little over $18,000 per deal, okay? That's our average profit, and we're day trading stuff. We don't do any fix and flips or anything, right? And it's a simple 5 to 10 minute phone call using my script. That's all it is. It's a simple 5 to 10 minute phone call using my script. In fact, I've got scripts for just about everything. I've got my buyer answering service script. So in other words, if you want all your buyers to go to an answering service, I got a script for that. If you want your buyers to go to a voicemail, I got a script for that. If you want to add a VIP buyers list, I got a script for that. I got a code enforcement script to call on properties that have code violations, realtor script for calling on a listing, seller answering service, and a seller voicemail script, and a seller cold calling script. If you're going to do telemarketing or cold calling, then we've got a script for that. And the Mac Daddy is my one call close seller script, whether you're buying deep discount or owner financing, and then my seller renegotiation script. About 5 to 10 minutes, you can renegotiate a deal. The biggest discount I've ever negotiated is we were buying a house for $75,000, and I got the seller to renegotiate down to $50,000. The biggest percentage I've ever got was we were buying a house recently for $12,000, and I renegotiated down to $3,000. And this house actually had a tenant in it, okay? Let's talk about how to fake it till you make it. Use my script on the phone. You also need some objection rebuttals. You also need some closing questions to make sure you're kind of testing to see how they are as far as how they're being receptive to what you're talking about. Some closing questions, right? You know, you want to price condition the seller. You use a renegotiation script. I also have live calls that I do, and I record all my calls. And you can hear me on the phone with sellers buying deep discounted properties. You can hear me on the phone buying deals with seller financing, and you can hear me on the phone renegotiating deals as well. Now, let's talk about step number 6, signing the contract, okay? You need a one-page standard offer to purchase, right? You've got to have what I call my simple, standard, one-page real estate offer to purchase, right? It's got to have everything you need to protect yourself, but not be intimidating to the seller. I'm sure a lot of you have heard sellers in the past say, well, let me have my attorney run by this. Let me run through this. Let me send this to my attorney. Guys, I don't get that. I don't get that, because mine is a simple, standard, one-page real estate offer to purchase that basically says, I'm buying your house as is, where is, for cash, and I'm paying all the closing costs. So unless your attorney is going to advise you on how much you should sell your property for, if I were you, I wouldn't spend the money, right? Because our contract is a simple, standard real estate offer to purchase. And notice at the top of this, it says standard offer to purchase real estate. I put that on there intentionally. Here are some of the clauses that are in my one-page offer. Check this out. Nope, who does this? I've got a 60-day closing with an automatic 30-day extension. My contract says I can buy your property and close on it anytime in the next 60 days. And if I need an additional 30 days, all I got to do is ask for it, right? There's no inspection period. How many people are buying houses with no inspection period? That's what my contract has. You don't need an inspection period, okay? You don't need an inspection period. Next is seller financing terms. In the exact same contract, the seller financing terms are already in there. They're already spelled out. You either use them or you don't use them, right? It also says that the buyer can market the property prior to closing. In other words, I can market my seller's property prior to closing, even on the MLS. I can even put their property on the MLS if I want to, right? And there's also a signing deadline. A signing deadline. If they don't sign by X, my offer is withdrawn. If they don't sign by X, I am going to withdraw my offer. And there's much more in my one-page agreement. Here's what I tell the seller. I say, look, Bob, I've got a simple, standard, one-page real estate offer to purchase that says I'm buying your house as is, where is, and I'm paying all closing costs, and there's no commissions. What's your address so we can get this taken care of today? You want to get the contract signed within 2 hours. Within 2 hours. Very, very important. Get your contract signed within 2 hours. Okay? There's multiple ways that we can do this. There's many different ways. We've got a mobile notary service. We've got several different other sources. I could literally have somebody at anybody's house within 2 hours of me getting off the phone with them. And I schedule that before I ever get off the phone while I'm still on the phone with them. Step number 7 is due diligence. Remember, we're going to do some Q&A at the end, so stay on till the end. I'm still having trouble getting my little dashboard here to show me the questions, but I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, maybe I'll be able to get some help. Step number 7 is due diligence. We want to get pictures of the property. That's what we do. Usually within about 2 to 3 days, we'll have somebody out to the house to take pictures. It'll either be your boots on the ground or somebody like a WeGo Look or BPO Photo Flow or somebody like that. We want online sold comps, not the Zestimate and not for sale. Sold comps, okay? Sold comps. Next is neighborhood analysis, right? Neighborhood analysis, we want to find out and make sure it's not in the war zone. However, when you take the MSA and you go out 1 or 2 counties, you typically don't have to worry about crime at all. And then you want to know rent comps. What are other similar houses renting for, right? I mentioned BPO Photo Flow and WeGo Look. Right there's their website. So you can use them for about $40 to $45. They will go out and take pictures inside and out of any house anywhere in the country. And they just have people around that sign up to go do that, right? That sign up to go do that. So you could get those pictures taken very, very inexpensively if you don't have a boots on the ground person yet. Now, let's talk about step number 8. This is the most fun part. This is the easiest part, quite frankly, right? Remember, it's easier to find a house for a buyer than a buyer for a house. And work as hard building your buyers list as you do finding deals. Every single one of our properties that we get, although we have a buyer's list with thousands and thousands of people on it, every property we get, we use it to market and build our buyer's list. We probably get somewhere between 50 to 60, 70, 80 calls or opt-ins at our website of new buyers each and every week. Now on Facebook, we probably get 100 inquiries plus, right? But these are just the few of the ways that we market our properties. I want to show you something. Look at this. This is a property that we posted. Look how many views this property got. This property got 6,417 people that viewed this property. Is that crazy or what? Now, We posted this property to over 90 places on Facebook. Now you need to know what you're doing so you don't get shut down. It's very important. You got to know what you're doing because Facebook, like Google, if you're doing Google PPC, they can shut you down. So you want to be careful, and make sure that you know what you're doing so you don't get shut down. Okay. Now, in today's market, you got to have a motivated seller and a motivated buyer's database, right? You need fix and flip investors, landlords, there's owner-occupied cash buyers, and there's owner financing buyers. A lot of people who inquire about your owner financing properties that you've negotiated 100% financing with your seller, a lot of your buyer inquiries won't have much to put down. You got to make sure that they have money to put down before you put them in your database or put them on a spreadsheet or whatever you're doing to keep up with them, because that's how you get paid. That's how you get paid. You want somebody with $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 or more to put down, right? So let's talk about training your list and creating a buying frenzy, okay? You're going to build an email list. You're going to build a phone number, a mobile phone number list as well. So the way you can do email blast, you can do text broadcast, and you can do RVM. RVM stands for ringless voicemail, where once you've got somebody on your buyer's list, you can send out an RVM, a ringless voicemail. You pre-record something like, hey, I just got a brand new property. I noticed you're on my buyer's list and I wanted to give you a quick call and tell you about it. Call me back or text me and I'll give you the details. This one's going to move very fast, right? And their phone will not even ring. It drops straight into voicemail, okay? Let me show you some of my best lead generating signs. This right here is one of my favorite signs right here. Handyman special. You handwrite in with a magic marker, you handwrite in the number of bedrooms and the number of baths. And then what you do is you put the price it's worth and you put your cash price. And notice it says cash price down there, right? Notice it says cash price. So you want to do that, all right? So next is foreclosure. This sign also generates a ton of buyer inquiries right here, foreclosure. Now, you got to be careful if you're buying a property from an individual and you're putting a sign in the yard, don't put the foreclosure sign in the yard because that'll just upset your seller. I don't want all the neighbors to think I'm in foreclosure, right? So don't do that, right? And the last sign is a sign that generates a ton of inquiries for your owner financing deals. These are all the exact signs that I use. Now check this out. You want to put out about 25 of these signs aimed in different directions, right? Now, you're only going to use the owner finance sign if you're selling with owner financing. You're only using the foreclosure sign if you're selling for all cash. But you want to put 25 out and put them in all different directions. The goal is to get them to call. That's the goal. Get them to call you, okay? Get them to call you. That is the goal right there, all right? All right. Let's talk about collecting your earnest money. You always want to get 2 to 10 times the amount you paid. When I'm dealing with the banks, foreclosure, MLS, and HUD, I typically put up $500. If I'm dealing with an individual, I put up $100. We try to get at least $1,000 deposit on every house that we sell. Now let's talk about number 9, close and get paid. When you cannot assign the contract, you can do an assignment of beneficial interest using a trust. You can create a corporation or LLC and sell the shares. You can do what's called a simultaneous closing, but you have to use what's called an investor-friendly title company. All Real Estate Solutions is an investor-friendly title company. So is Pro Title USA. They're pretty close to nationwide. And you want to always get insurance if you own it overnight. Always, always, always get insurance if you own it overnight. And always, always, always get title insurance. You never buy and sell a property without title insurance. Never. I don't care if you own it for 30 seconds. Never, ever, ever buy a property without title insurance. That protects you if somebody down the road comes back and has a claim on the title, right? You don't want one of your buyers coming back to you and say, hey, somebody just came knocked on my tenant's door and said they owned that house I bought from you, right? Title insurance protects you from that. Now, let's talk about transaction funding. Transaction funding, if you're doing MLS deals or HUD deals, you need transaction funding because you can't assign those contracts. So transaction funding is just money for like 24 hours or same day closings. They're typically going to charge about 1 to 3%. I put together a complete list of the nation's transactional funding lenders in my directory. You can also use your tax advantage account or somebody else's if you want, right? And there's all different types of IRA type accounts or self-directed accounts. There's traditional IRA, Roth IRA, simple, that stands for savings, incentive, match plan for employees. And also you can get a 401k or a solo 401k, either one of those, right? You can also do a safe harbor 401k. That's what we have here at our company. There's no UDFI and it has a Roth component. 401 and solo and safe harbor also do. They're good if you have employees. You can also do a SEP, a self-employment, an HSA, health savings account, and an ESA as well. Now, if you're doing deals in a self-directed account and you're borrowing money, you need what's called a non-recourse loan. You can't get a regular loan. You have to get what's called a non-recourse loan where you don't have a personal guarantee. I've put together a complete list of the nation's leading non-recourse lenders. This is for your IRA buyers, not necessarily for you, but for your buyers, because if you want to sell something, make it easy for people to buy. If you want to sell something, make it easy for people to buy, right? Okay. Now, the closing process. Once you get a contract signed with your buyer, you're going to send the contract or assignment, however you're doing it, to the attorney or title company. Then they're going to clear the title and schedule the closing. Now, in a lot of these deals and a lot of wholesale deals, sometimes there's title issues. That's just the way it is. Sometimes there are title issues. That's just the way it is. You don't really have you don't really have any control over that. No control whatsoever. So sometimes that's the way it is. You just got to clear it. Maybe there's somebody has to sign off on it. Maybe they got to get a copy of a will. Maybe they have to, whatever it is. Sometimes there's title issues and you just have to deal with it. Now, you can also give your closing agent a limited POA to sign for you. We don't go to any closings. We never go to any closings, right? And then you just handle the problems and close. Set of paperwork, assignment agreement, authorization to release, the buyer's contract package, field rep, independent contractors agreement, option and flex option, JV wholesaling agreement, memorandum. A memorandum is going to protect you, right? It's going to protect you whenever you are, whenever you're buying a property from the seller selling it out from under you or somebody taking your deal. Let's go through step 10, automate the process. The system works for you even when you don't. It trains employees to work with you, teach a spouse or a partner or a VA to work for you, and get your teenagers started in real estate for you. You can also hire a VA, a virtual assistant for virtually nothing to do virtually all the work for you, right? A VA can take calls, they can make calls, they can design flyers, right? They can design flyers, they can build your buyers list, they can just do a ton of stuff. Post free ads for you, answer ads, search for deals, analyze deals, run comps. They can set up your entire system and literally do anything and everything. Remember, Real Estate Day Trading Mastery recruits, trains, motivates, and manages. You can run your entire business from anywhere, guaranteed. There's no special computer skills or internet skills. Guys, I try to create everything that I do where it's as simple as if you can send and receive email or send and receive a text, you can do it. It's literally that simple. How about a personal assistant, a free personal assistant that follows up weekly with all your sellers and buyers, builds your dream team for you, finds you properties every week, does it all automatically, and never complains or misses a day. This is my autoresponder program. What I have put together in my business, and I'm going to share with you, is 12 months of professionally written, pre-scripted text, email, and RVM scripts. Okay, so you got a year's worth of follow-up. And remember, the fortune is in the follow-up, guys. The fortune is in the follow-up. And everybody thinks, oh, I just need an email address. Only 23, look at this graphic, only 23% of the people who get, they open up about 23% of their emails, right? Emails have a 23% open rate. Voice broadcasting, listening live, is about 39%. A live agent, right, like an answering service, is 54. A text message, so when you're doing text broadcast, it's 87. But the highest listen rate is a RVM, ringless voicemail, or voicemail. When they get a voicemail, they're going to listen to it, right? So even that's a huge difference between text messaging, voicemail, and email. Excuse me. See, you want to be able to automatically follow up with sellers and buyers by text, email, and ringless voicemail, because the fortune literally is in the follow-up. It literally builds your dream team, gets you more deals, sells your deals, builds relationships, and it does it all automatically. You can literally set it and forget it. You guys want to look at some recent closings? Now, guys, I'm not talking about stuff that we did a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. These are deals that are in our pipeline right now and deals that we've done recently in the last 30, 60, 90 days. Here's one right now. I just told you about this one. This one hasn't even closed yet. It's closing tomorrow, right? It's closing tomorrow. And this is a deal that my original buy price was 12. And I renegotiated it to 3, and we're selling it for $14.9. Now, let me ask you this question. This is very important, guys. Is this a good deal for the person buying it from me? I mean, if they know I'm making $11,900, is that a good deal for them? Here's the thing. The person buying your houses should not care how much you make on them, as long as the numbers work for them. I've bought houses from people where they made $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on them, right? I didn't care. As long as my numbers work, that's all your buyer should be concerned with. That's all your buyers should be concerned with. Do the numbers work for them, right? Here's one right here. This one's actually closing tomorrow, I believe, as well. My original buy price on this one was 12. I renegotiated it to $7,500, and we sold this property for $19,900. We are making $12,400 on this property. These screenshots that you see that say sold and the price, that's right off of our website. If you go there now, investorsrehab.com, you'll see them right on our website. This is a property we bought, I think it was a few months ago, in Kingstown, North Carolina. Now notice these are all in small towns. Look at this. Lincolnton, Mooresboro, which is outside of Shelby, Lincolnton, and Kingstown, which is outside of Shelby as well. This was a property that we bought for 17, or our original buy price was 17. I renegotiated it to 11, and I sold it for $29,900, right? We made $18,900 on this property. We got more out of this property than my seller got, right? We made $18,900, my seller made $11,000, or that's what they collected, was $11,000. Now, how about this one? This one's in York, South Carolina. We purchased this property for $15,000. We did not renegotiate this deal. We sold this property for $49,900. We could have sold this property 10 times over. We could have sold 10 just like this. We made $34,900 on a house we paid $15,000 for. And it was a good deal for our buyer. It was a good deal for our buyer. Here's a property we just closed on, I believe, a week ago. This is in Catawba, North Carolina. The original buy price is $22,500. We did not renegotiate it. This was a double-wide mobile home on 4 acres of land. We sold this property for $49,900. We made a $27,400 profit. Once again, we collected more than the seller did. And here's one right here we did just a couple months ago. This is in Grover, North Carolina. It was on Main Street. We purchased this property for $25,000. We didn't renegotiate it. We sold it for $49,000. We just doubled it. We sold it for $49,900 to a cash buyer. It's an older historic home on Main Street in Grover, North Carolina. Oh, you're going to love this. We bought a package of 6 houses. 6 houses. They were all rented out for $350 a piece, right? $350 a piece. And we bought it for $30,000. We sold it for $55,000. Now think about it, okay? You got 6 houses bringing in $350 a piece. That's $2,100 a month coming in for a $55,000 investment, right? For a $55,000 investment. They're going to be bringing in $25,200 gross per year, right? Per year. And they're only paying $55,000 for it, right? They're only paying $55,000 for it. So that was a good deal for everybody. I made $25,000 and my buyer's going to make $2,100 per month, right? This is a great deal right here. This is a deal up in Vail, North Carolina. It was a little brick ranch house on 2 acres. It had a barn. It had a paddock, like a small pasture in the back in Vail, North Carolina. I had this deal under contract for $75,000. I renegotiated it down to $50,000, and we sold it for $89,900. That was a $25,000 discount that I renegotiated, and we made a total profit on this one of $39,900, almost $40,000. Guys, we're talking about day trading deals, wholesale type deals. We're not fixing them up. We're not doing anything to them, okay? We're not doing anything to them. Now, here's a deal that I got 100% owner financing. This is a house over in Kings Mountain. I needed to be at $66,000 cash on this deal. My seller was stuck at $82,000. He was stuck at $82,000, so I pitched the owner financing to him. I said, look, I could get you your price, but I can't get you your price in cash. How would you like to have, worry-free passive income coming in every single month? So I sold him on selling it to me with owner financing, long-term, low interest, a 20-year loan, 5% interest. And check this out. My payments did not even start for 90 days. What did that do? If I closed on it, it gave me some time to find a buyer. It gave me time to find a buyer if I needed it. But as you recall, I mentioned earlier that you don't have to worry about that because we have buyers beating down the door with owner finance deals. There's a lot more people running around out there with $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 to put down than there is that have $80,000, right? So we bought it for $82,000. We sold it for $99,900. We made a total profit of $17,900. And now our buyer is just making payments to our seller. We're totally out of the deal, right? Oh, check this out. Now, sorry, I had to take a break. This is a house that we just got for $300,000. I put it in my son's ESA because the ESA doesn't have a ton of money in it. I put it in my son's ESA. This is a deal where when you do direct mail, when you're doing advertising and marketing, whether it's cold calling, direct mail, whatever, you're going to get some people that call you that have lots. They say, well, the house is torn down or the house needs to be torn down. This was the case. This lady called. She lives in upstate New York. She hadn't even been to the house in 10 years, okay? Hadn't even been to it in 10 years. She said, look, the only value is the lot. And in my one call close script, I have a section in there is what to say in lots. And I basically tell people that, unfortunately, I probably can't help you because there's no way for me to increase the value of the lot. Besides, who wants to buy a lot in an older neighborhood with houses that are 50, 60 years old, and then you got to go in and spend $8,000 to $12,000 and tear down the house just to have a buildable lot? I said, I can give you $300 for it. She said, okay. So I was up looking at another property, and because sometimes I do go out and look at them. I enjoy it. I'm still active in the business, not like a lot of people out there that, you know, they used to do it and don't do it anymore. But this is what I do. I love it. I enjoy it, right? So I went by and I looked at it, and I couldn't believe it. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, brick ranch with a basement. The worst part of the house is the landscaping, and it needs to be cleaned out. It's still got furniture inside. It still has furniture inside. The roof wasn't leaking, right? It needs a front window. Look at that window. Can you tell that window's missing in the picture window? That's how I got in the house. I just stepped over into the house. But because it's got an overhang, it wasn't messed up. The floor wasn't weak. It wasn't rotted or anything. It just needs a window, and it needs a front door. It needs cleaning out, and it needs landscaping, right? It needs a lot of landscaping, probably $2,000 or $3,000 worth of landscaping. But this property, we're marketing it right now for $19,900, for $20,000, and I got $300 in it. That's the kind of deals. When you use my list criteria, that's the kind of deals you're going to come up with. That's exactly the kind of deals you're going to come up with. But let me tell you about my real estate day trading mastery. Now, this is brand new. I've spent the last year and a half perfecting this. It's exactly what we do. You get the step-by-step trading manual. You get the full-length audio of the manual. You get all my forms and documents. You're going to hear me on the phone live. You get my seller calls, my seller finance. You hear me negotiate deals with 100% finance and no money down, fully assumable, non-qualifying, and non-recourse, so you can sell them to investors in their IRA. You also get my live renegotiating calls. You get my live calls transcription manual, and you get my fix and flip property analyzer, my rental property analyzer, my video tutorials going over them. You get my complete set of 10 scripts. You get my complete set of proven postcards, my one-page offer contract, and a step-by-step action plan to get you started. The real world value is $13,350. My step-by-step training manual. Guys, I don't leave anything out. There's nothing, I got nothing else to share with you. This is what I do. It's everything that I do. There's nothing else to share with you. It's everything. You get the full-length audio of the manual as well. That's a $250 value. You get my fix and flip and hotel analyzer, and you get my rental property analyzer that I paid a programmer to create for you, and you can set it up on your desktop or on your phone, either one. You get video tutorials. You also get my complete set of proven postcards, right? You get my whole set of postcards, the exact same postcards that I'm mailing out. You're going to get them, okay? You're going to get live seller calls with me on the phone. You're going to get 100% seller financing calls with me on the phone. You're going to get me renegotiating deals for a deep discount off of what we've already negotiated. And I've transcribed all of that for you so you can listen or you can read, right? You're going to get my personal assignment agreement. You're going to get my personal authorization to release. Sometimes you're getting properties. Sometimes you're buying properties that have a mortgage on them. You need an authorization to release. You're going to get the one I use. You're going to get my buyer's contract package when you're selling properties. You need to have a specific contract package that you give to your buyers to sign. You get that. You get my field rep, property locator, bird dog, independent contractors agreement. You get my option and flex option agreement, because sometimes you do an option, sometimes you do a flex option. You get my JV, wholesale, co-wholesaling agreement with all my clauses in it, and you get my memorandum of interest to protect yourself from somebody stealing your deal. You don't want to give anybody an opportunity to steal your deal, okay? Next, you get my 10 most wanted scripts, my buyer answering service script, my buyer voicemail script, my buyer a VIP buyers list script, where your buyers will actually put up $1,000 deposit to get on your buyers list. You get my code enforcement script, my realtor script for calling or listing, my seller answering service script, seller voicemail script, seller cold calling script, and my exclusive one call close seller script. And then you're going to get 12 months of text, email, and ringless voicemail autoresponder scripts. You're going to get my exclusive one-page offer. This is the same offer I use every single day to buy 7 to 15 houses a month. You're going to get my action plan. And listen, you're going to get my action plan. It's going to give you every single thing you need to go through step by step. Now, it's not just read this, listen to this, and watch that. It's an implementation action plan. When you get to the bottom, you're doing deals. You are doing deals, right? Total real world value is $13,350, but today only $997. You can order risk-free right now by going to realestateDayTrading.com/VIP, or if you want to call Ron or Dean in my office, call them toll free at 888-212-6567. That's 888-212-6567. Now, guys, I created the business I'd sought after for years. It's exactly what we do and how we do it in our own real estate business, plus a lot more. Now, you can order risk-free at realestateDayTrading.com/VIP. There's detailed information on that page, or just call Ron or Dean. They're here right now, right down the hall from me at 888-212-6567. Now, but wait, I have a special bonus package for the first 12 action takers. Now, this is going to blow you away right here. So get ready to take a lot of notes on this. This is literally going to blow you away. But for the first 12 action takers, you're going to get a special bonus package. Number one, you're going to get my transactional funding directory. This is so you can fund your deals if you don't have the money to close on HUD deals and MLS deals, okay? Everything else you can assign the contract, all right? But also, sometimes you may not assign a contract because you don't want your seller or buyer knowing how much you're making. So you still need some transactional funding. This directory is going to give you every transactional funding lender in the entire United States and the states that they work in. You're going to get a free proof of funds letter, okay? There's no application, no credit check. You can make cash offers, used for sale by owners or realtors, and you're going to get that as well. You're going to get my hard money lender directory. Now, why do you need a hard money lender? Because you're not doing rehabs. Here's why you need it. You need it for your buyers, because not all your buyers are going to have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 cash. They need funding, right? They need funding. So this is a complete listing of the nation's top hard money lenders right here. You're going to get a free one-on-one consultation for asset protection and entity structuring. to do tax strategies, tax planning, entity structure, asset protection, and more. It's a one-on-one consultation, $150 value to set up your entity. Some of you already have have an entity set up. Some of you already have that. Some of you don't. You're going to get my complete directory of the nation's MLS associations. No matter where you live or where you want to buy, you'll have direct access and contact to the local MLS right there, so you can get access to properties and deals and comps. Also, I'm going to add you to my VIP buyers list. Now, I don't know where you guys live. I don't know where you want to buy, but I'm going to add you to my VIP buyers list. You're going to get advanced notification of my wholesale properties, okay? It's $1,000 value. It is a real world value because other people put up $1,000 in advance up front to get on my VIP buyers list, okay? But you're going to be on my VIP buyers list and get advance notification of my deals when they become available. You're going to also get a complete listing of the nation's leading non-recourse lenders, right? This is for your IRA buyers and your private money lenders. Now, when you negotiate seller financing and you're buying a property with 100% owner financing or seller financing, and then you're going to sell and get the down payment, I've already put a clause in there, right? So that it qualifies for IRAs. I've already put that in there, so you don't have to worry about that. I've already done it for you. But this is a complete list of the nation's non-recourse lenders. So if your buyer wants to use their IRA and get a loan, maybe they're going to put 50% down and get a loan for the other 50%. They need this directory. We're going to give you a call with free startup instructions. Free startup instructions. We're going to give you a call with startup instructions, and we are going to call you. It'll be Ron or Dean, right? Dean or Ron from my office. They're going to call you with startup instructions to help get you going. They've got specific instructions to help get you rolling, all right? Next is you get 24 months of free unlimited personal support from me. 24 months. That's 2 years, guys, of unlimited personal support with me, all right? We're going to also give you lifetime updates. Lifetime updates. Now, it doesn't make any difference, you know, if you're brand new, just getting started, or if you are a seasoned investor and looking to scale your business. We can help you, okay? But whenever I make an update to a form, a document, a spreadsheet, a script, a letter, we're going to add the update for you, and then you're going to have access to that. You're going to have access to everything I do. I'm going to also give you every possible way to close and every possible way to fund your deal without any of your own money or credit, okay? You're going to have access to all that. Now, I've got a 3-day event. It's a 3-day content-only training taught personally by me, right? It's 3 days. People have paid $1,500 to attend. For the first 12 people, as one of the bonuses, I'm going to give you admission for 2 people to my 3-day live training. The next one coming up is August 9th, 10th, and 11th. The next one coming up is August 9, 10, and 11. Real world value is $3,000. People have paid $1,500 to attend, okay? It's content only. I don't bring in other speakers. I am teaching and training all 3 days. Now, as soon as you get access to your training, the registration website for this is on your Read This First sheet in the course. I have a Read This First sheet in the training, so I want you to register as soon as possible so that way you make sure that you guarantee yourself a seat, okay? And I know it's coming up on it. It's almost August, or is this August? What date is this? This is the 31st, right? So seating is limited, and we don't have a lot of seats left. So make sure you register or talk to Dean or Ron about getting you registered for the 3-day event. Because remember, the next 3-day training is August 9, 10, and 11 in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. Now, the special bonus package for the first 12 action takers, that's a total value of $9,100. When you add that with the other training, total value for the bonuses and the live training is $22,450. First 12 people, $997. Okay. Just a quick recap. You get the step-by-step manual, full-length audio, all my forms and docs, all of my personal forms and docs that I use. You hear me on the phone live with sellers, me on the phone live doing seller finance deals. You hear me on the phone live renegotiating deep discounts on properties. You get the transcription of that as well. You get my fix and flip analyzer, the rental analyzer, the video tutorials, all of my scripts, my complete set of proven postcards that I have tweaked and tested, and you get my one-page offer contract and then a step-by-step action plan. The bonuses, you get my day funding directory, you get my proof of funds letter, hard money directory, one-on-one consultation, you get the MLS association directory, the VIP buyers list, you're added to my buyers list, VIP buyers list. You get my non-recourse lender directory, startup instructions, 24 months of personal support, lifetime updates, every possible way to close and fund, and the 3-day live training for 2 people. $997 includes the bonuses and the live training for 2 for the first 12 people only, okay? Now, go to realestateDayTrading.com/VIP. That's realestateDayTrading.com/VIP. Or call toll free and speak with Ron or Dean, 888-212-6567. That's 888-212-6567, right? So let's see here. Let me tell you about my reverse the risk guarantee, okay? Let me tell you about my reverse the risk guarantee. Because, guys, I want to be the one here to take all the risk. First of all, I don't have a 30-day guarantee. I don't have a 60-day guarantee. I don't even have a 90-day guarantee. Check this out. I have a 24-month, $24,000 guarantee, and I put it in writing in your training on your Read This First sheet, okay? That's a full 2-year money-back guarantee. All I'm asking you to do is just give it a try. Just give it a try, right? I mean, just go through the action plan and you will be successful. You will be successful. If you get the training, you go through it, go through the action plan. If you don't make $24,000 in the next 24 months, just request a refund and keep all of the bonuses absolutely free. I put it in writing in the training. I don't hide behind anything. I don't hope you will forget about it. I put it in writing in your training, right? Guys, it's more than a guarantee. It's a personal promise from me. Remember, in your moments of decision, it's the moments of your decision that shape your destiny. In today's market, your only job security is in your ability to make money fast. And you can order your real estate day trading training, including all the bonuses for the first 12. Now, we've got our counters, our inventory counters set on 12. If your order goes through, I promise you, you will get every single bonus. If you start to order and it pops up and says the bonuses are gone, do you still want to order? Then you'll know you just don't get the bonuses. But if you don't see a pop-up that says the bonuses are gone, you will get the bonuses, okay? So order risk-free at realestateDayTrading.com/VIP or call toll-free, speak with Ron or Dean at 888-212-6567. Now, I told you guys at the beginning, I would share with you how you could get your real estate day trading mastery absolutely free, okay? So first of all, I don't have one way, I don't have 2, I don't have 3 or 4. I have 8 ways you can get the entire training absolutely free. When you make your, I call it a deposit. When you make your deposit today of $997, okay? All I'm asking you to do is just give it a try, right? And I'm going to give you 8 ways to get everything for free. Number 1, bird dog a house for us. Go out there and find me a deal. Find me a deal, and I'll buy that deal from you. You bird dog it. You're going to get paid to bird dog it, right? You're going to get paid to bird dog it, but find that deal and then send it to us, and I'll buy it, right? Second way. Now, you don't have to do all 8. You have to just do one of 8. Become one of my private money lenders. I don't do a whole lot of private money or as far as borrowing, but sometimes for like an ESA or HSA or IRA, I may do that. So become one of my private money lenders or buy a wholesale house from us. You're going to be on my VIP buyers list anyway. You'll get deep discounted properties. Or number 4, sell a wholesale house to us. Go out and get a deal under contract, sell it to me. I'll buy it from you, right? Number 5, refer 3 new real estate day trading mastery customers, okay? Refer 3 new real estate day trading mastery customers. Or number 6, close 3 loans using our private money. We do private money lending as well, right? So close 3 loans with us as the lender, funding your deal. Number 7, join our partner program. We have a partner program where we partner with people, okay? Join our partner program. And number 8, just day trade a property and send me a testimonial. Now, I've got hundreds and hundreds of testimonials, and I'll probably cut this out pretty soon, but you're going to be grandfathered in. So day trade a deal, send me a testimonial, and you will get your $997 refunded. So you'll get the training absolutely free, right? So check this out. Either use the 24-month, $24,000 guarantee or the 8 ways to get a refund. So either way, whether you close a deal or not, you can get a refund. Whether you close a deal or not, you can get a refund. That's why it's called my exclusive reverse the risk guarantee. And I put it in writing on your read this first sheet, okay? So guys, go to realestateDayTrading.com/VIP or call toll free 888-212-6567. That's 888-212-6567. And it's about time for some Q&A here, right? It's about time. Tanya says, thumbs up. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. That's awesome. That's awesome. So Richard says, hi, Larry. How are you calculating repairs? Great question, Chris. Great question. Be sure and post your questions here in the questions area of the dashboard and go to webinar, and I'm going to answer those questions right here live for you guys, okay? So let's see. How am I calculating repairs? I am calculating repairs because there's multiple ways to do that. You can do it either per square foot or based on what you see. I try to componentize. Does it need a kitchen? Does it need a bathroom? Does it need paint? Does it need carpet? So you can componentize. You can do per square foot. You can also do individual items, or, you know, based on, after you've done it a while, you'll have a really good idea. But another thing we do, we ask the seller. Now, I know sellers are liars. I know buyers are liars, right? But we do ask them what they think it'll take to fix it up. But after a while, you'll get an idea about how much it'll cost, right? You'll get an idea. For just a cosmetic, you can figure like $8 to $10 per square foot. For a light rehab, 10 to 12, maybe 15. For a major rehab, $15 to $20 a square foot. So Chris, I hope that helps. Gabriel says, great content. David, thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate it. Can you repeat the numbers in September 3? I don't know what that means, Richard. Can I repeat the numbers in Sep 3, S-E-P-T? Larry, screenshotting a lot. I'm not sure what that is. Hey, Larry, this is wonderful content-filled webinar. Thank you so much, and may Jesus bless you and yours. Thank you, Dale. I appreciate that, buddy. I wish you the best as well. Thank you very much. Hi, Larry. Are all these sets, paperwork, available in the course? Yes, absolutely. You get the access to the exact same paperwork that I have and use every day. How do you estimate repairs sight unseen? I think we just kind of went through that. Let's see, Irma from New York. Thank you for the webinar. Awesome. Thanks, Irma. Appreciate it. Realistically, how much should we have each month between a VA, RVM, CRM, and marketing expenses? I try to tell people that you should probably budget $500 to $1,000 a month for at least 90 days if you're going to do marketing. Now, don't get me wrong. In the training, I show you how to do marketing for free. I show you even how to get direct mail for free. I show you how to do other types of marketing for free, okay? But there's no question that the more money you can spend, the faster you're going to get deals going. But I've seen people do it for free. I've seen people do it in small budgets. But I try to encourage people to start with a $500 to $1,000 a month budget. If you don't have it, it's okay. You can start with no budget. It's okay. There's plenty of ways in there I showed you. Remember I told you I showed you 76 ways to find deals, and a lot of them are free, okay? So, Katrina, I hope that helped answer your question. What is the partnership program? The partnership program is a program where it's basically we're partnering on deals. You come into my office for 3 days. I get all this stuff set up for you. Now, see, this is a home study course. You're going to get the course. It gives you everything you need to set everything up. With the partner program, you come into my office, and I'm going to set it up for you. I'm going to work with you every day, all day long for 3 days. You're going to get all this stuff set up, okay? Now, it's the same stuff that's in the training, but we're going to get it all set up together, all right? So when you go back home, your phone starts ringing. And then I'm going to coach you and mentor you and help you and work with you over your next 3 deals, because we're going to partner on 3 deals together, right? And the majority of the money goes to you. A portion of the money goes to a charity of my choice, okay? So I'm trying to help some charities. Yeah, there is a fee for it, okay? There is a fee for it. But when we partner on deals, my portion ends up going to charity, okay? Hey, Walter, what's up? Yeah, see you next week. That sounds good, man. Looking forward to it. Can't make it to your live event in this August. When is the next one going to be? We have about 4 of them a year, Dale. So, you're on our list. You'll get emails about it. Does your program show us how to pick the right market where there's less competition? Because I live in, absolutely. That's one of the first things we go through, Katrina. We show you how to pick a market. I've got 13 specific criteria that we go through to help you pick a market to make it easy on yourself. That's very important, very important. So I do spend some time up front in the training, show you exactly how to pick a market that's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, okay? Jasmine, what happened if the house cannot be sold in 3 days? If the house can't be sold in 3 days, you don't have to sell the house in 3 days. You don't have to. In my contract, you have 60 days plus an automatic 30-day extension, right? You have 60 days plus an automatic. So you've got 3 months, not 3 days, right? So when you use my one-page offer to purchase, let's see. Oh, and 3 step. Misspelled step 3. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Let's see. I work 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Katrina, that's exactly what you need to do. Whatever you can. Beg, borrow, everything but steal. Get this in your hand so you don't have to work 8 to 7. 8 to 7, that's 11 hours a day, Monday through Friday. But I'm free in the evenings and flexible on the weekends. Is that enough time to do this business? You need to spend 10 to 15 hours a week doing this business, okay? I don't want to tell you can spend 3 to 5 hours and be successful. That's probably not going to happen. You need to spend about 10 to 15 hours, okay, a week doing this. Now, yes, can you do it in 3 to 5 hours? Probably so, but it's probably going to take you 90 days to get your first deal, right? If you're only doing 3 to 5 hours a week, right? Unless you've got the money to be able to hire a VA and automate some of this process to have other people helping you out as well. So, Katrina, yes, you can do it, but if you're doing everything yourself personally, it's going to take you probably about 90 days, right? Walter, thanks. Do I have a payment plan? Not for the $9.97. I sure don't. Sorry about that. Can a licensed agent use the system, or better to not have a license? It doesn't matter if you're licensed or not. I'm licensed, but I'm inactive. I am inactive, right? Let's see, Larry, great webinar. And we are going to do deals together. We are doing Bragg Radio today. No, we're not doing Bragg Radio today. I'm sorry about that. I didn't have time to put it all together. I was trying to put this webinar together. Let's see here. Do I need to buy title insurance and homeowners insurance every time? Every time you do a deal, make sure if you ever, if title to a property passes through your name or your company name, always get title insurance and homeowners insurance. Unless you don't, you can skip the homeowners. It's really called a builder's risk or a fire policy. You can skip that if you don't own the property overnight. Remember I said earlier that if you own the property overnight, you need to get builder's risk or property insurance or fire insurance. But anytime a property passes through your name, always get title insurance, even if it's for 30 seconds, right? How much is the partner program? It's $15,000 plus $500 a month. Let's see, Larry, you showed a slide on a larger multifamily deal you just bought. How does this program work with duplex, upward, and what numbers of units range? Well, here's the thing. You can use everything in the real estate day trading mastery. I don't care if you want to do lots, land, mobile homes and parks, double wides on an acre of land, or what it is. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter, right? Now, with doing big multifamily, you can still do the same thing. It's just a different list. It's just a different list. That's all it is. But I would suggest that you're not going to start out buying 492 units. You're going to start out with single family houses or lots or land. So that's the place to start. I mean, and listen, when you're making $15, $20, $25, $30, $35, $40,000 on a day trading deal, why would you want to do fix and flips or rentals? Just make sure you do some of these day trading deals until you get all your bills paid off, get your house paid off, get some money in the bank, and then tell them, take this job and shove it, Katrina, right? Tell them, take this job and shove it, and then you can do whatever you want to because you got money in the bank, you got no bills, you got a place to live, you got no mortgage, and then you can start building your portfolio and doing multifamily and stuff like that. No, Katrina, it's okay. She says, sorry for the questions, but since this is a home study course, what happens if we have questions or get stuck? That's why you have 24 months of support. It's not coaching, it's not mentoring, but you can ask me a question anytime you want to, and it's not just anybody, it's me. You can ask me a question. You're going to have access to be able to ask me questions, and I will help you. I'll answer all your questions, right? So do we have any more questions? That looks like all the questions right there. Guys, if you want to be, I think we have a few left. Let me look at the stats here. Let's see. Go to realestateDayTrading.com/VIP. We do have a few. So realestateDayTrading.com/VIP, or call Ron or Dean, 888-212-6567. That's 888-212-6567. Hi, Larry. What makes this difference from the real estate day trading jumpstart? The jumpstart was a course that I did years ago, right? And it's kind of an entry-level getting started course. And it's a course that we don't offer anymore. We have a few of them left that we actually gave away on the Bragg show. But it is, I mean, it's some of the same concepts, but it's not anything like the real estate day trading mastery. So I hope that helped, Terry. That's why I asked. You have one. Yeah, you're not going to get any live calls. You're not going to get my forms documents. You're not going to get my scripts or anything like that with the Jumpstart. So any more questions out there? Guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you got a lot out of it. Make sure that once you register for the training at realestateDayTrading.com/VIP, make sure that you look at your read this first sheet and get registered for the 3-day event. It's where we can spend some time together, and it's content only training for the entire 3 days taught personally by me. I'm going to be up there teaching and training all 3 days. How soon after you sign up do you get access? You should get access right away. If not right away, within a few minutes, you'll get access. We used to mail out physical courses, but we don't do that anymore because I remember not too long, this has been even about a year ago, I had somebody say, a DVD, where do I put this? My computer doesn't have a DVD slot or a CD slot, right? So we don't do that anymore, and some don't even have a flash drive. Like I have a new Mac, and my Mac doesn't even have a flash drive, right? It doesn't have a USB port. So yeah, David, you should get it either right away, immediately, or within a few minutes, you'll get access to it. So guys, I really appreciate you being on. Thank you so much. Any more questions? I know we still have about 60 people on the line. If anybody has any questions, here's Walter. Let's see. What does this trading differ to the live 3-day in Charlotte? The live 3-day in Charlotte. The 3-day trading is not just about real estate day trading. At the 3-day live training, that when you invest in Real Estate Day Trading Mastery, you'll get 2 tickets to it. At that 3-day training, we're going to go through advanced stuff. We're going to go through asset protection and entity structuring. We're going to go through tax planning. We're going to go through using self-directed retirement accounts. We're going to go through negotiating. We're going to go through other marketing techniques and advanced marketing techniques. We're going to go through CRMs. We're going to go through what was I going to say? We're going to go through seller financing, rent to own, lease option, seller financing deals, selling with seller financing deals as well, building your buyer's list, and all kind of hidden areas and ways to do deals. It's not just real estate day trading. That's what the 3-day event, it's not topic specific. The 3-day event is going to give you a tremendous amount of content and information. In other words, let me share something with you. This presentation that I did here for the last, hour or so, almost 2 hours. This presentation was 200 and some slides. At my 3-day event, it's almost 700 slides, right? So, yeah, I guess that's the biggest difference. I hope that answered your question. Anybody else have any questions? We still got about 60 people on the line. Is seller financing covered in this course? No, this is not a seller financing course. This is a real estate day trading course, buying and selling the house the same day using the internet. The only thing in this course that talks about seller financing is how to get your seller to accept seller financing and all the paperwork to go with it to get your seller to sell you a house with seller financing. Then you turn around and sell it to somebody else and you keep the down payment, right? But as far as selling properties with seller financing yourself, like where you carry the note, that's not in this course. This is a day trading course, buying and selling houses the same day. So guys, unless we have any more questions, oh, here we go. Walter, coming to Charlotte. Yeah, baby. I'll see you then. August 9th, 10th, and 11th. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I believe that is. I believe that's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We started doing them there for a little while. We did them, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We did them for a little while with Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but some people were having trouble getting off of work, so we changed them back to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I look forward to working with you guys. Listen, everybody that just signed up, I want to take just a minute and speak to you. So before I do, I want to say to everybody else, if you didn't take advantage of this, you can go ahead and hop off now. It's no problem. I really appreciate you being on. I hope you got a lot out of it. Thank you so much for being on. Hope you got a lot of great content that you can go out and use right away. but the webinar is over. I want to take just a few minutes after this and speak to the people who took action. So with that, thanks a lot, everybody. Bye-bye. Appreciate it. Now, let me wait for a few people to hop off. All right, guys. First of all, I want to say, I know you've probably invested in training before, maybe even some of my training, okay? I know you've invested in training, and I know, you know, maybe you have yet to close a deal. Maybe you're just trying to scale your business, because this will help you do that too. But I just want to say, listen, this time it's going to be different. It's time to stop buying courses and start buying houses. I'm going to be here to help you. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm not going to stop working with you. You're going to have direct access to me, right? You're going to have direct access to me, and I'm going to be able to answer your questions for you. I want to help you. Remember, I want to buy houses from you. I want to sell houses to you. I want to fund your deals for you, right? So that's why I give you the 8 different ways to be able to get your course fee or course deposit refunded, right? That's why I wanted to do that. So I want to say congratulations and welcome aboard. Welcome to the family. You're going to get access to the training very, very soon. And if you haven't already, once you place your order, within a few minutes, you should have all your login information. The cool thing about this is when you hire a VA, you can give them your access and have your VA go in and use this and start implementing it for your business. You're going to share it with your VA or a spouse or a partner or whatever, right? So I just want to say congratulations and welcome to the family. I really look forward to working with you. I really look forward to hearing your success story. I really look forward to getting your testimony and helping you be able to close the deal and change your life, right? But remember, to change your life, you got to change your life. You can't keep doing the same thing you've been doing. If you keep doing the same thing you've been doing, you're going to keep getting the same results. And this is about taking action. This is not for you if you're not ready to take action, okay? If you're just going to let it sit on the digital shelf, right? Remember, it's self-help, not shelf-help. If you're just going to let it sit on the digital shelf, there's no reason to do it. But I got a feeling the people who took advantage are people who are ready to get going. And I look forward to working with you and getting you your startup instructions so we can get you rolling right away. So with that, thanks a lot, everybody. I really appreciate it. Walter, thank you. Walter says, thanks, Larry. So thanks a lot, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. Look forward to working with you guys, and look forward to hearing your success story. And thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it. With that, thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate it. Again, thanks, Larry. Walter says, thank you very much. I appreciate it. With that, I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you guys so much for being on, and I wish you the best.